Hello everyone, Digital Circus Theory is with you, and today we will find out the release date of episode 3. Subscribe to the channel, like it, and finally click on this bell. And we're starting. Well, you got the right number of likes under the previous video, so, as promised, here is the next video about the release date of the third episode of the amazing Digital Circus. And since you got these likes so quickly, let's get 100 likes under this video. And in my next video, I'll tell you how Gummy Goo can return to the circus. I will tell you my theory, which will be supported by the answers of Gooseworks in my Tumblr. For those who didn't know, they don't know what Tumblr is. It's a social network where people can ask each other questions. And, by the way, we will return to her answers today, and in order for us to understand what will happen in episode 3, I suggest that you and I review the teaser trailer for the entire first season again. I would have said these words if I hadn't checked one piece of information. Specifically, as it turned out, this teaser trailer is dedicated to the first 4 episodes of the amazing Digital Circus. And why did I decide that? On his official Twitter account, Gooseworks wrote that the script for episode 2, 3, 4 was written before the release of the first pilot episode of the amazing Digital Circus. And just the same, in this teaser trailer we see 4 locations. This is the tent where the first adventure took place. Then this is Candy Canyon, where the second episode took place. Next comes an episode in which Jax works for minimum wage. Why would he work at all? Has anyone thought about it? This is just the third episode, and then there are several frames of the 4th episode of the episode with ghosts, and I don't know why, but many people think that the third episode will be dedicated to these ghostly characters, but there are also these frames in front of them. And by the way, I think this point also applies to the third episode. I'll explain to you later why I think so. And at the very end, Kane shows us an unfinished location, which most likely refers to the 5th episode, the script of which is already being written, and most likely it has already been completed. If you have this information, I mean about the scenarios, then write it in the comments. So, the third episode. What awaits us there? First of all, this is this new character, whose name is Orbiusman, who was also shown to us in a secret plush episode. We will return to this frame soon, but for now we are moving on, and besides the Orbiusman in the third episode, we will see Jax the cashier and Kinger with a shotgun. Do you know why this moment is also from the third episode? Look here. In the plush episode, Pomni throws a bottle of shampoo for animals or insects onto the stage, and the key word here is insects. And who is the expert on insects in the Digital Circus? Right. This is Kinger, and therefore at the moment where he hits something incomprehensible with a shotgun, there may be a moment from the third episode where he hits some kind of insect, and not Pomni, as many said. And what if the adventure in this fast food restaurant is to help the Orbsman destroy all the insects in order for his restaurant to continue its work? And Jax, as a lover of violence, will get the most interesting thing is to stand at the cash register and serve the NPC, while the rest will brutally destroy insects. Gooseworks was also asked a question on Tumblr that sounds like, is Kinger really interested in insects? Or was the whole insect collection thing just a joke? To which Gooseworks replied, you'll have to wait and see. And yes, if one of you is in a digital bunker or you just forgot, then this is the moment we are talking about. And since we have moved on to the topic of questions to the author of this animated series, here is another interesting question for you, which sounds like this. Which of all the episodes do you like the most? And Gooseworks responds, so I'm not sure I can choose any one of them as my favorite, but the third episode definitely comes first. What is going on in this third episode? Aren't you interested enough yet? Good. Then here's another question from Tumblr that sounds like this. My friend continues to insist that the amazing Digital Circus is a children's show, although I have already told him several times that the next series will not be for children. What to do? To which Gooseworks responds, when will the third episode be released? Be sure to show this to your friend. What's going to happen in this third episode? Okay, actually, until enough teasers or some other trailer comes out, it will be difficult for us to answer this question. And even then, when the teasers come out, it's unlikely that you and I will understand what will happen in the third episode of the Digital Circus. In general, in the third episode, you and I will 100% see more Zooble. And why am I so sure? Pay attention to the screen. After all, the question that was asked by Gooseworks will pleasantly surprise you. It sounds like this. Why Zubul hardly appears in the recent teaser? Won't she become one of the main characters in the second episode? Yes, this question was asked before the release of the second episode. So don't be surprised. To which Gooseworks responds, there really isn't much in the second episode of Zubul. But don't be afraid, because you will see more Jubal in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and episode 9. Well, what's the great news? Not only did we find out which episodes would have more Zubul, but we also found out that there would be 9 episodes. Really, I thought up to this point that there would be 8 episodes, like with Killer Drones. And when will the new third episode be released? I think this question torments many people. There are several facts confirming that the third episode will appear faster than we think. Firstly, we have already seen a very small part in the teaser trailer for the first 4 episodes. Also, another team is working on the digital circus. That is, one team is working on Killer Drones, and another is working on the digital circus. And there is also another very subtle detail hinting at the release date of the next episode. This is the official glitch store. If we choose one of the new products, we will see this. This item is at the pre-order stage and will be ready for shipment in July. What does this information give us? I tell you, when I ordered a plush cane on this site, the same thing was written, but only the month was April. And what did we get in April? We got a lot of teasers for the second episode. And also in April, the trailer was released, and in early May, we saw the new second episode of the amazing digital circus itself. Therefore, from this logic, it can be understood that the third episode will most likely be released in August, and we will begin to receive a lot of details in July. I want to clarify the situation with the crocodile a little more. By and large, Gummigoo has never lived. He is not a living being, oddly enough, but did Kane finally spray him into atoms, or rather, into pixels? I wouldn't say that either. Perhaps it was that part of Gummigoo's personality that was destroyed and dissolved, which first performed its assigned function, and then began to realize itself because it flew off the map. Perhaps Gummigoo is alive because there is his model, but it is unlikely that he remembers everything. More precisely, he does not remember anything. His model was, and remains. As soon as the Candy Canyon quest starts again, or with an update, the Gummigoo character will be added again along with the rest, and they will all follow their assigned commands, and it is better to keep this character in the dark, as well as others, because after completing the quest, they will all return to their original position, and that makes it pretty sad. But, on the other hand, we all understand that at least he has not completely disappeared. And this scene with the death of Gummigoo makes good sense, especially after what we've seen before. When a creature seems to realize the meaninglessness of its existence, it quickly accepts everything as it is and tries to start a new life. But it is immediately broken off. And I think that before the release of the third episode, you and I will gain at least 1,000 subscribers. And to help me do this, just click on the subscribe button. It will really take you only 3 seconds of time, and I will be very pleased.